whether you're starting a business, whatever it is, your mentality needs to come first.
So speaking to you directly or specifically, what was the change or what led to the change in mentality? So you said you went back and forth. Now, to lose 60 pounds, that's, I would imagine, is a huge accomplishment. Uh, and that's something so precious that you wouldn't want to relapse, because then all that work that you did to lose that 60 would have just been thrown away. So something drastic must have taken place, or some major change in mentality must have led to you shedding it off and then changing mentality and not never going back. And what was that?
So to go back to that, at least, I feel like when you change your mentality, right, it's also changing your relationship in terms of the weight loss spectrum. It's changing your relationship with food, right? And I'll be honest, I dealt with a lot of personal mental issues throughout my whole life. I know this is such a touchy subject, and a lot of people don't really like saying this, but I dealt with depression a lot. So in terms of depression, anyways, you get to the point where there's different kind of like different effects, right? So the one that I think I dealt with the most was body dysmorphia. So there were days where I would legit not want to leave my house. I would cancel plans with whoever it was because I didn't want to go out in a t-shirt. It's 90 degrees out, I'm wearing a hoodie, or I'm wearing like some type of big jacket. So that mentality change, I feel like needed to happen first because you needed to be more comfortable in your own skin to actually let it stay. So when I lost to 200, when I went down from 250 to 180, and I find this actually with a lot of people that do the same thing, they still see themselves as if they're 250. So even when you're down to 180, or the people that do the surgery lose 100 pounds, they still see themselves as a 300-pound person, no matter what.
Why is that?
I think it's just more of just something embedded in their minds where they have low self-esteem, and it's the culmination of years. So when you're bouncing back, it's not like you wake up one day and you're like, damn, I'm back to 250. You know what I mean? It starts to creep up on you. 170 turns to 180, 180 turns to 190. Then you're like, oh, I should wake up. Then you go down to 185, and then you go up to 195. So I feel like the self-esteem issue is really the culprit behind all these different fluctuations. In terms of you're never comfortable in your own skin. So when I was down to 170, and again, I find this with a lot of my clients, they're still in their heads, they see themselves the same way. So they're saying, I still think I have more weight to lose. And I'm like, man, you're skin and bones. Like, you don't have any more weight to lose. Don't be afraid to eat. And I think another big, big, big issue is being afraid to eat. So when you starve yourself, you're starting to be afraid or scared of food, right? Oh, that pizza right there is going to make me go another hour on the treadmill. So I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? So until you actually change your relationship with food, I feel like, and change your relationship with yourself, your mind, because if your mind doesn't change, you're not going to change.